All right, let's talk string cleaning for idiots, because clearly that's who we need to be dealing with this here. Let's set the task conditions and standards for this situation. Task is we're going to be discussing the cleaning of your guitar strings, specifically WD-40. Conditions, we're indoors, we're fine there. Standards, frickin' pay attention, What we're going to do, we have a paper towel folded in half. Tear it in half because you don't need all this. Take this boy. Take your WD-40. Hold it away from your face. Here. Give it about half a second of spray time. You just barely want to load it up. That may even honestly be too much. I probably should have just done one spray. And you'll see that it is, maybe not, well, you see it's loaded in there. This side is dry. This side is dry. This side is not dry. Now, we take our guitar. Also, this is a $3,000 custom made in America guitar. Don't freaking drop your money on corporations. There's a local luthier that wants to build exactly what you have in mind. And he'll even be patient and listen to you rant about all the stuff that you want. Just get a local luthier. Anyways, take this, lift your string, dry side down, wet side up. We are now under the string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just cleaned one string. Congratulations. So as we're going through this, let's talk through some of the points. And I also rotated a little bit, so I'm not getting all the windings. There's just a little intersection like railroad tracks. That this is not intended for guitar cleaning. This is like a general water displacer and whatnot. Well, yeah, it is not specifically designed to be, because this is rather old, but WD-40 has about 2,000, well, more than that now. WD-40 has over 2,000 registered uses, so I'm fine with it being used as a guitar cleaner, and it's on the official website. You can use it as a string cleaner. Now, you'll notice as I'm doing this, I didn't spray the finish. I didn't spray the freaking fretboard. I didn't spray the guitar itself in any way. This is dry side down. Dry side down. Nothing except the string is getting touched. So it's going to be fine. Now, refuting the health claims of this side, should you be inhaling this stuff? No, but that's on the can. Don't inhale it. Should you be spraying this in your eyes? No, it's on the can. Don't do that. Do you know what's not on this can in the warning section? The California, was it the Proposition 65 or whatever, 68, this may cause cancer? It's nowhere on this can, because WD-40 is compliant with not just California health standards. We know those guys love their health stuff, but it is also compliant with Canada's health standards. And they're actively managing their ingredients to be able to still be relevant in the modern competitive frickin' workplaces all over the stuff. That you guys know this stuff. It's been all over for decades. So it's not going to hurt your health. You're going to hurt your health with an oil change, sure. We all know about that stuff. That stuff's got cancer-causing stuff in it. Chrome coating. The freaking chrome coating. They banned that stuff in Europe because this stuff will give you cancer. We still love chrome. This stuff doesn't even meet California's standards for cancer causing. The other thing that we're talking about, will this damage your instrument? Okay, will it damage your instrument? All right, let's take a look at this fretboard. This is a French polished fretboard for you nerds that don't step outside of your, pop culture stuff. French polish is shellac. Shellac is, the shellac finish and all that. Research that if you want. But this is a alcohol-based finish that is hand rubbed on. It's pretty thin. The cool thing about this is that it reapplies very well. Well, I only did 3 coats of shellac. This is on purpose fretboard wear of me just playing the guitar. That's, like the old guys used to do. You would just wear through your finish. This is 3 years of playtime, and it's fine. Is there horrible degradation of the wood underneath? No. Is there terrible discoloration? Honestly, I don't think that, the original guys that were doing, the maple neck guitars in the 50s and 60s that Leo saw on TV. He saw this stuff on TV, black and white TVs, and he said, ooh, that doesn't look that good. Let's go with some rosewood fretboard so that this doesn't happen. I think this is maybe a little accelerated, but it's fine, Now you guys are talking about nitro finish guitars. Oh, this'll degrade your poor nitro finished guitar. Okay, we have one right here, my little lovely broadcaster. Now, admittedly, there's not as much finish for it to damage. If the WD-40 is gonna damage it, But if we can actually look at this fretboard, it's got a reflection to it. Do you see that reflection? My lovely face and my big old lips. This has a reflection to it. I don't see any damage. Like, you can get real close if you want to. And you can go, oh, look at all that grit and stuff in there. That's just wear. That's just wear, And that's all other thing. Should we be cleaning our fretboards? Probably. Should you be using WD-40? I don't use WD-40 to clean maple fretboards, I only use it as a string cleaner. I don't know what stuff you guys are huffing. I'm only using it as a string cleaner, guys. So, the wood itself, is that wood just so damaged? Can I get it off of my face? Is that wood just so horribly damaged from all of these years of WD-40 going on it? I don't think so. I want to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. It's usually safer to not, do something, if you're going to put something on your instrument, it could damage it. Well, if you just don't do it at all, you won't even risk the damage. But I don't see it. This is open pore maple. And yeah, it is loaded in, and honestly, that's probably what's helping it, It's loaded in. The finish is loaded in with the nitro. Anyways, so and that's glossy, but that's not glossy from the nitro, that's glossy from my hand. So, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Is it gonna hurt your guitar? I don't know. 3 years of this stuff, that's fine. Both guitars are fine. I've been doing it on a rosewood finish guitar, or a rosewood fretboard. That's fine. These are tools. These are tools. And you can complain all you want, but where's the damage? Now, olive oil Like, have you guys ever seen that one video somebody decided to olive oil a guitar, like an arch top, like a Gibson arch top? That destroyed the finish. But you're like rubbing on egregious amounts of olive oil. Nobody in the history of ever has ever thought of doing that. You know who's been talking about using WD-40 as a string cleaner? Scotty Moore. Scotty Moore. Elvis's daggum guitar player. Based off of my experience with this stuff, and by the way, it's hard to see, but these are not round wounds. These are flat wounds. These are flat wound strings, okay? Like, we're not plugged in, but there's no downsides to this. I've been doing it for 3 years now. I have not seen a single downside to this. I haven't seen finish degradation. I haven't seen it shorten the life of the strings. I haven't seen it cause any health issues. Again, even in the state of California, this stuff doesn't cause cancer. So if the Californians are fine with it, we're probably okay. Like, I don't see what anybody has to laugh at or complain against somebody using WD-40 on a guitar that's probably getting more playtime than their guitar is. Why are we sitting here on this forum? We're supposed to be practicing. This is just an excuse to not practice, guys. We should frickin' practice. So let's go do that instead.